Just starting to get a sense, wherever you are, whatever posture you've chosen, just starting to get a sense of gravity in the body. Feel the sensations of gravity in the spine. Maybe even noticing gravity in the cheeks, in the eyelids. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or just gently resting the gaze in front of you, a few feet. Coming into awareness of where the body makes contact. Noticing the support that is available from the chair or from the floor underneath you. And taking just a moment here to notice that the earth is holding you. And seeing if you can allow the earth to support you and hold you just a little bit more. And as you sit or stand or lie in this posture, welcoming yourself. Thanking yourself for carving out this intentional time today. Thanking yourself for your willingness to be present to life unfolding. And we'll shift attention now towards the sensations of the breath coming and going in the body. Becoming aware of the movement of air in through the nostrils and hitting the back of the throat, the expansion and contraction of the lungs. Welcoming each breath as it arrives and releasing what's no longer useful on each exhale. And with each breath that comes into the body, making just a little bit more space for yourself. And with the exhale, releasing what doesn't belong to you. Might let any of those thoughts or maybe sensations or stored energy in the body from interactions or situations in the world, just allowing those kind of alien bodies to just travel out of yourself on the breath. Just setting a boundary here, letting this be a time when you don't have to hold on to anything for anyone. No need to be different. You don't even have to solve your life. Just letting the breath come and go. This gift of your own attention. And I invite you to choose a place where you most notice the sensations of breathing. And establishing this as a kind of home base for attention, a resting place. This might be the rising and falling of the chest, the movement of the rib cage, or maybe the sensations of air coming and going from the nostrils or the mouth. Giving yourself permission to not have to do anything at all right now. Just letting attention come to rest with this anchor. If attention gets pulled into thinking or planning or concern or distraction, just using a gentle mental note, such as thinking or planning, and then guiding attention back to this anchor point, this home base for attention, noticing the breath coming and going. And on an exhale, gently releasing this single focus of attention to the sensations of breathing. And shifting the focus to the sensations of the body sitting. Noticing the body in space. And bringing some attention and some care to your posture. Seeing if it's possible to adopt a posture of dignity in the body. This might mean just expanding the space between the vertebrae just a little bit, lifting through the back top of the head. Noticing the shoulders, whether they're curled inwards or carrying some weight, seeing if you can just gently release the shoulders. It might be helpful to do a few shoulder rolls, inviting the body to settle while still maintaining this posture of some dignity. What is it that your body needs to be able to sit in this dignified posture, to be self-supporting? And seeing if you can connect with the support that's already happening within the body, noticing the frame of the body, the bones and muscles, the skeletal structure that's holding you up. And as we sit in this dignified and self-supporting posture, just checking out whether there's any areas of bracing or tensing or rigidity, and inviting just a little bit more softening here. Remembering that the earth is holding you. And giving just a little bit more of your weight to the chair or the floor. And seeing if it's possible to allow your posture to really be a kind of representation of presence. You might even imagine that your body is saying, I'm here for this. I'm willing to be present. Now starting to turn attention towards the area of the heart. It may be supportive to place a hand on the heart, making some physical contact with the heart. And noticing any qualities of attention or experience that are happening in the heart space. And welcoming what's here in the heart. Opening, receiving. And without trying to fix or figure out or solve what's happening in the heart space right now, simply noticing as best you can what's here. Welcoming. And so our hearts are an electrical sense organ. Always giving and receiving information. And our electromagnetic field actually extends beyond our body about 3 feet. And it communicates information about our nervous system to others in our environment. It also receives information, electrical signals from the environment around us. So seeing if you can expand the awareness a bit to just hold this entire kind of heart field. Noticing the flow of energy through this heart field. It's never stagnant. The blood is always moving through the body, carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide in this ongoing cycle. And when we are regulated, when our nervous system is within its window of tolerance, when we're operating kind of in this ebb and flow of experience without getting hijacked into fight flight or collapsing into a freeze state, this is a state called heart coherence. We can bring our breath and all the flow of energy and the rhythms of our body into steady, rhythmic, calm, grounded presence. And so right now we're just cultivating this steadiness of heart. You might even physically feel the rhythmic heartbeat. We're just becoming aware of the space around the heart and the movement of the breath. I'm going to drop my voice out for a few moments. Just allow you to experience this rhythm of aliveness, knowing that if at any time your attention is pulled away, you can just gently guide attention back. You might spend a little bit of time here just thanking your heart, appreciating all the work it does in the background without being asked. And so the heart as a sense organ, it's also the deepest feeling organ of our bodies. And there are neurons in our hearts, just like there are neurons in our gut. So we actually have a heart brain. And when we cultivate this awareness of our hearts and our capacity to steady and open our hearts, then we get to offer this infinite capacity for love, not just to ourselves and all of our younger wounded parts, but as a beacon of regulation and care to all who are suffering. If at any point you become overwhelmed by sensation or emotion in the heart or thoughts, you're welcome to shift your attention to another part of your experience, such as sensations of gravity in the body, or even opening the eyes for a moment if needed. And returning attention to this space of the heart when you're ready. And in the next parts of this practice, I'm going to invite you to bring into your awareness some situation or an incident that sparks some activation or some charge in the area of the heart. It might be grief, sadness, frustration, anger. And as you choose this situation to bring into your awareness, just making sure that you're choosing something manageable. This doesn't necessarily need to be the worst, biggest suffering in the world. It's okay to start small here. And just noticing as you bring this situation into your awareness, how does that impact your heart? What do you notice? You might notice some sensations, might be heaviness, or tightening. Might be a sense of rigidity or tension. You might notice a tendency to want to close off the heart space. That's okay. You just notice right now. Getting information. And remembering this flow of electrical energy through the body, through the electromagnetic field of the heart. And none of this experience needs to get stuck or trapped in the heart space. So giving yourself permission to allow this difficulty to flow along those electrical pathways. Because when we move experience through our hearts, we're willing to take suffering and difficulty in to our heart space and hold it with love and care. This is much like the cleansing action of a stream as it trickles over rocks. The water is cleaned by this movement, just as our energetic field, our heart field, needs to be in flow. And so just allowing that flow here for another few moments. Knowing that as these experiences pass through the heart space, they get infused with love. And breathing in suffering, breathing out love. Letting the heart do the alchemical work. All you need to do is rest in awareness and allow it to happen. And every so often, it may be supportive to ground attention back into the places where the body makes contact with the floor, the chair, remembering that you're being held. And as you allow this experience to flow in waves of breath and along the electrical impulses of your heart space, this is a way of bringing your love into the collective experience. You're sharing your heart. It may be helpful to imagine also the energy moving up from the earth through your body, through the area of your feet, through your sacrum, being a conduit for love. Sometimes the best thing we can do in the face of suffering is to bear witness without turning away. Our willingness to stay present and deeply rooted in our connection to the earth, in our conviction to love. This is what we can offer. To bear witness and be a compassionate presence. Many of us don't know how to do this because we weren't taught. In fact, many of us, when we are young, have the experience of being left alone with our pain, our grief, our suffering. And so now I invite you to wrap that lonely, tender, wounded part of yourself in this present moment, kind, loving awareness. Letting any sense of time drop away, and that all these parts of yourself are here, welcoming them, bearing witness to your own wounding without turning away. And again, it may be supportive to offer yourself a gesture of care, allowing yourself to be held in kind, loving awareness. Many of us who are in caregiving roles or deeply committed to being of service, this desire and longing to help comes from a place of our own knowledge of what it means to suffer, to hurt, to ache. And so, in the final moments of this practice, I invite you to offer these wounded parts of yourself some words of care, comfort. What is it that you needed to hear? What is it that this wounded place needs to know from this higher self, this future being? Might be something like, I welcome your sadness. Or I'm right here, I won't go away. Or simply, I love you. You belong here with me. And now releasing the focus of attention from the sensations, the heart, returning awareness to the body sitting, the body breathing. And in your own time over the next couple of minutes, gently completing this practice, letting your eyes blink open if they've been closed, bringing some movement back into the body.